nobody really anywhere near support, all that space. Very difficult for midfield players to keep possession of the ball. And again here, Scott Parker wins it. Now, when he is isolated like that, I think he's got to make different runs. Can he get in behind defenders as an outball for Scott Parker, or just to stretch the space for our midfield to play? And I didn't think his movement in the first half was very good. The flip side, Andy, is when you get him in the box, this is where he's a threat.
Absolutely right. Certainly, no one can question his ability to see a chance, to see an opportunity and try and make the goalkeeper work. You wonder whether Frank Lampard was offside. Clearly there you can see he's not. Once it comes back off the post, they're a bit static defensively, but you'll see Frank Lampard there just wander into an area. But it's a great header from Darren Bent, really good header. Pepe Reina's never quite getting there, back off the post, and England are in front. But it was, Gareth's right, it was very difficult for Darren Bent, very difficult, not easy when you're watching people almost getting the runaround at times a little bit in the middle of the park, and then when all of a sudden you get the ball, you've got to come alive, got to try and hold it up, and it was very, very
difficult, partly because of the way he is, or because of the tactics England use, or a combination of those two things?
Well, good point. I think the tactics that we had to employ for this game, I don't think you can really play any other way against Spain. But also, I would say that position's up for grabs. We know Wayne Rooney's suspended probably for the first couple, if not 3 games. Darren Bent's got great strengths in an attacking sense, but his weakness is perhaps into his feet and his build-up play. So it's the balance of what Fabio Capello wants for a particular match.
Until Fernando Torres came on, Spain didn't really have a centre forward.
No.
In that kind of Barcelona style. But David Villa, who is a striker, if not a centre forward, had a couple of very good chances.
Yeah, he did. Later on in the game, he kind of moved into a more central position. But you're right, to start with, he was sort of a little bit wide. A great ball through and a great run from him. He's running a full tilt there. That's not easy to turn that back goalwards. But that's a great run. Again, I think England's organisation, the back was very good there. Glenn Johnson decides to let him go. Always a dangerous decision to get that right, but they got away with that one. This is a fantastic volley, Gareth, this, isn't it? Because he has to adjust and adapt.
He does, and gets his shot away so quickly, because Glenn Johnson, although it was not the best header in the first place, he got out very quickly to close the shot down. And I don't think Joe Hart would have got that had it been half a yard inside the post.
There was a period where Cesc Fabregas looked like a centre forward.
Yeah. Well,
Spanish.
He's been playing advanced, ever since he's turned up at Barcelona. He's a lot naturally further forward than he was in an Arsenal shirt, where he was kind of trying to get everything off the back four and initiate all of their attacks. Here he's prepared to play a little bit further forward and look to maybe nick a goal or two himself. He's been prolific for his club this season since he's gone there.
Yes.
And he had some opportunities tonight. I think this one he should go on his under. I really do. I think with that one he's looking for Piqué to cut that back. I think he's in the sort of mood where he can really work Joe Hart from there, and if not, smash that in the far corner. But decides to cut it back, and it gets cut out brilliantly by Scott Parker. And again, this one here, Torres does well just to touch that one. Looking for a cut back again. When it comes back, it's a brilliant spin, Gareth, that.
Excellent. And we know with Fabregas he has always been a goal threat when he was at Arsenal. The question mark against Spain, I suppose, is the amount of possession, the amount of chances they had. They didn't get too many shots on target. I mean, this is another excellent chance, and just scuffs it slightly with his left. And we saw in the World Cup itself a couple of times against Switzerland when they lost, and against Chile where they struggled to break them down. If you defend in numbers and you get people behind the ball, unlike Barcelona who've got Messi just to open people up, they do need to pass through you, and if you're really well organised, you can frustrate them.
It was tempting in the second half to think, when you looked at the substitutions being made, they'll bring Messi on in a minute with this game.
Waiting for him to appear, didn't he? Yeah, to produce a little bit of magic. But England deserve great credit, I think, for their resilience, for their patience, as I said earlier. And I think it's not easy to just, particularly when you're at home in any match, you're kind of you want to get forward, naturally want to try and get forward and commit people forward. But I thought they were excellent in their shape and their discipline on the edge of their own 18-yard box. You've got to be very focused and concentrated. Dare not put a foot wrong, and pretty much did it brilliantly for 90 minutes.
And Capello talked about the fact that this gives him some quite nice problems, that some of the younger players are now not allowing some of the senior players to rest on their laurels.
Definitely, where there were some experienced players missing today, but you had a real team performance. Everybody doing the job that was required. Scott Parker was outstanding in the middle of midfield, filling the gaps. Phil Jones did a very good job in there. 2 centre-backs I thought were excellent. And the concentration levels against a team like Spain have to be bang on, because it's a real mental test. You've got to answer questions all the time. How far do I go in and press? Which positions, which piece of movement do I react to? Why are players dragging me in deep? So I thought they did that very, very well. It was a different type of test, and Tuesday will be a complete opposite.
Of course. What about the wide areas? I'm thinking wingers more than full-backs.
I've yet to see Glenn Johnson and Theo Walcott really kind of hit it off and click. Yeah, I personally prefer England when they had players that have that like how they finished a little bit with Adam Johnson and Downing, that can play wide but can also drift in and offer something else that way. Of course, the game obviously suited England a little bit more, having got the goal to play on the counter a bit with those pacey guys in the second half. But yeah, again, you wouldn't argue with James Milner. I think we have to give Fabio Capello a lot of credit, with I'm the first and along with many others to criticise when England don't turn up and perform tonight. I thought his team selection was right, having the industry of Milner as well as an outlet here and there. Very, very well organised, and then made the changes at the right time. It did help him that he could make 6 tonight, of course, and not 3, of course, as he will in tournament football. But he got it right. He got it right, and he needed to, because I think a poor performance here tonight and a defeat by the world champions would again have left people thinking, where are England 6 months away from the tournament?
Where is Spain, do you think? I know these are friendlies. They've lost a few friendlies. They don't lose many non-friendlies, it must be said. Very few. So where are they?
I thought they were a little bit casual at times, but they're still an outstanding possession team. Where's that cutting threat for them? Fernando Torres didn't get picked in the World Cup, and again isn't in the side. So that's the one area. Well, I say the one area. I still think they're a little bit vulnerable in the fullback areas if you can get enough possession to go and threaten them. But for England, I thought the interviews afterwards as well kept a lid on things, bit of reality about it. We know there's a lot of work to be done, but a real healthy confidence boost for everybody, really.
And Gareth makes the point that Sweden here on Tuesday, the boot will be slightly on the other foot. It'll be England required to go and press and make the game.
Yeah, England's back four, you would imagine, will be close to the halfway line. They barely got there tonight, which kind of suited Jagielka and Lescott in many ways. They could see everything, and the minute they tried to squeeze, they were having to backpedal because Spain were coming back at them. You would imagine against Sweden it's going to be very different. And again, the atmosphere in the ground will be different, one of expectation.
Yeah.
And with that comes a different kind of pressure. Maybe England will have to unlock the Sweden defence early on to kind of give everybody the belief they can go and beat these sort of teams.
We look forward to that. Boys, thank you very much. Gareth and Andy, as always, a pleasure. Before we go then, live FA Cup football for you tomorrow. FC Halifax take on Charlton, the League One leaders. You can see today's first round goals at ITV.com tonight, and of course before kick-off tomorrow. We start at 11:05 on 1. England, Sweden, as the boys mentioned, we're back here on Tuesday night from 7:30 p.m. again on ITV1. Highlights later that night. And the Power Snooker returns. We had a little look at that at Wembley Arena. We're in Manchester next weekend from 1 p.m. Saturday lunchtime over on ITV4. Lots of pluses here tonight. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective. England beat Spain. Now that is a good news story. Night from us.